So, what a week it has been. Oh my gosh, it was such a roller coaster last week. I didn't even get to record anything or edit my video. Man, life really just throws loops at you. I've mentioned this before, but I was diagnosed with eczema early last year, and it has been such a long journey. But honestly, good news first. Recently I've been feeling really good, especially after doing fasts, seeing my alternative medicine doctor. So I'm on this biofeedback therapy. I honestly have been doing really well. Progress a lot slower than I thought would happen, but I'm just so fed up with medical things that I need to address that I guess I'm just trying to fix them as soon as possible, because I'm just like, this should not be happening to me. Why is this happening to me? But yeah, I've been doing really well on it. I'm going there next week for my monthly rescan, so I'll record that and show y'all what that's about, the office, say hi to the doctor or whatever, I think, and just explain what that's about. Biofeedback is basically just frequencies. I'll just let him explain next week. I'm taking these drops encoded with frequencies to help correct my body's response, that autoimmune response to the things that it thinks that it doesn't like. Yeah, this eczema and autoimmune issues came out of nowhere. I had the joint pain, I had sleepless nights, I'll wake up, my skin would be burning, itching, breaking out, sweating in my sleep. I don't know if that's an autoimmune related thing, but I was sweating in my sleep. To now where I can eat almost anything without breaking out or without having a severe breakout. So before it was just regular things like tomatoes, onions, just food in general, or things in general, pet hair. Now, especially this year, I've realized that my sensitivities are way less. I have gone weeks without breaking out, and that is honestly a miracle to me in and of itself. I've gone weeks just feeling normal again, which is drastic to me. Like, when I think about it, I'm just normal. I'm like, wait, I haven't been normal for this amount of time in years, in so long. And that is huge to me when I actually really noticed that. But the caveat, I do not know how this happened, but last week, Monday, after I ended my 5-day fast, which that was the video I was working on before. Maybe I'll post it another time this week or next week. I ended my 5-day fast with great results. I'm on a track with the fasting and the working out. I did take a bit of a break, but after my fast, I broke out. My face broke out so badly, filled with acne. And I never get acne. I'm not an acne person. Even when I was a teenager, I would get a couple pimples here and there, but I am never an acne person. I've never struggled with acne. I've never used acne face washes on my face for probably the last 20 years. It's just not an issue to me. Thank goodness. However, my face broke out. Either one or two things is the culprit, which I think it was after I got my lashes done last Saturday. I noticed my eye was stuck, and then it opened again. My lash area opened it again. I feel like some glue went in my eye, because that Saturday night, the corner of my eye was like super red, irritated. I looked it up and they said it could have been a sty, so applied warm compress Sunday, and then it was gone. Cool. Monday, my whole face breaks out. And the thing about this autoimmune response is, like, whenever my body doesn't like something, and I hope none of you guys have this, but a lot of people are dealing with this eczema, autoimmune related issues. I have come to realize since being a part of the community is that whenever a response happens, it just happens anywhere. Okay, I eat something bad. Okay, first my left hand only breaks out, and then under my arms. That's my typical eczema related response. I bought UV protection sleeves because I thought that would help me when I was early in my eczema journey. I wore them without washing them. I don't know if it was the material or is the fact that I wore them without washing it part of that. My arms broke out everywhere. So it's like when my body detects something that it doesn't like, it just sends the attack signal. So it detected something it didn't like in this area. So it sent the attack signal everywhere on my face, and then it started spreading to my neck, a little bit on my chest and my back, just a little bit. But it started from here and then just started spreading down. And this was the worst experience, I don't want to say in my life, but this was like literally the worst. My whole face hurt. Imagine one huge acne pimple that you get and it hurts. Imagine 60 of those on your face. And they all hurt, and my face is swelling up just because of the pressure of these acne groups coming up under my skin because of, like, I guess it's just my immune response to just get something out of my skin. So that started on Monday, and it was honestly the most depressing time I've had recently because everything was going great for me. I am loving my life. I still am. Everything was going great. But once that happened, it honestly shook my environment. Like when you have a drastic body change happen and you don't know why, it can be very frustrating. It can be very depressing. You feel like you can't win. Like, why is this happening? Especially on my face, right? Because I'm doing these YouTube videos, I'm doing other content for other businesses, my jewelry and stuff. I'm like, I need to take more care of my skin and my hair because I literally do not have a regimen. I don't do anything to my face, but just wash and moisturize, and that's it. Same with my hair. I'm like, I need to take better care. So I went to Sephora, dropped $300 on hair care, skincare products, and I was using that for a month. One dermatologist said it was maybe the products I was using, but I do not agree at all because they were super clean products and I don't have any problem with the ingredients. If I did, I would have reacted to it by now. There's something to do with the thing that happened to my eye and then the response afterwards in my skin. But yeah, I was trying recently to pay attention to my skin, to make it better, to clear up some dark marks that I've had. Because this year I'm all about, if I want certain results, I need to put my attention towards that. Like I've been saying in my videos, put your attention towards what you want to see in your life and the goals you want to see. And I keep complaining that, oh, my hair isn't growing past this length, or oh, I have certain dark spots in my skin that I want to fade, and maybe I buy a product or two, use it for 2 weeks or something, and then I stop using it because I don't see results or whatever. And I'm just like, I need to be consistently putting attention towards the things I want to change in my life now that I have time to do so, right? So I was like, I need to take better care of my skin, I need to take better care of my hair if I want to see the results that I want to see. And then all of a sudden this happens and it sets me back so much. I'm wearing a little bit of makeup right now, so you can't really see. Obviously, if I come this close, everything on my forehead, like all those dark marks, just all this texture on my skin, all of that wasn't there before. Like I said, I did not have any issues except for some dark marks over here. All of this texture on my skin was not there. Last year I went to dermatologist and she said my skin was perfect. I'm like, I don't do anything to it. I don't even wear sunscreen, which now I know the importance of wearing sunscreen, especially if you're a darker skin, brown, whatever complexion, you need to be wearing sunscreen. I've gotten away with it, I guess just because of genetics or something, but you need to be wearing sunscreen. I know, but even more so now with the acne treatments that I'm using, I 100% need to wear sunscreen for it, especially to clear up these dark marks. I went through a really traumatic time because I could just feel my skin just pushing out my pores. I can feel the eruptions in my face, and it was just so uncomfortable because I'm just like, why is this happening to me? I looked like, what's that guy with all the needles on his face in that scary movie? I literally looked like that. I'm not even kidding. The pimples were everywhere. I've never seen that on my face before. I looked like a Proactive commercial, but the before picture. Back in the day, watching MTV and stuff, you see the Proactive commercial before and you're like, oh, I look like that. I'm like, I never thought in my life, maybe I'm a little bit dramatic, but like, I'm just tired. I'm just so tired of dealing with random health issues. My whole life, my body's been sensitive. Yeah, but I've never really dealt with documented, diagnosed issues like this. Early on, of course, lactose intolerant, that's not even new. But as a child, I would be like sickly and I would get sick easily. And when I do get sick, it will be worse than my family. My little sister, she's 13 years younger than me. She does not get sick at all. And when she does, she just, achoo, I'm sick. And then that's it. For me, I'm in bed. I'm bedridden and it's terrible. It's terrible. I remember I had a fever 4 days once. And I was at the house and no one else got sick. It was just me. And there was no 6 feet rule or whatever, but it was just me in bed sick with a fever for 4 days and like all this other stuff. I have had an issue with just that in the past, and that would be annoying because I'm like, just why can't I just be a strong person? I'm African. Where are the good African genes? Did I get any? I'm 5'2", terrible immune system, allergic to shellfish. The height is something else, but my mom was like, nobody in Ghana has an allergy. I never met anybody with an allergy but you, Nancy. I'm like, okay, what? When she said that, kind of made me sad as a kid, singled me out. It was like, why me? If you're African and you have an allergy, please tell me, because I haven't either. Honestly, I haven't met an African person with an allergy. So I haven't had the best time with my health. Could things be worse? 100% yes. This is just an inconvenience, but like I said, everyone around me would be generally okay. My body just takes it really bad. I feel like my immune system is that person that hates their job and is always late. They're gonna clock in, but they're gonna drag their feet the entire time until they're finally ready to feel like working. And now this whole autoimmune thing. So I guess I'll just say in this video, yeah, I've been dealing with eczema related symptoms for the past, I want to say 2 years. And honestly, if I'm being real, it all started when I started this job. I was like, am I allergic to this building or something? Because I don't know. Or the stress, I don't know. But yeah, definitely stress makes it worse. So I'm not going to blame the job, but I'm going to blame the job for making it worse and maybe presenting itself, because stress definitely makes it worse. I remember I got into an argument and I noticed anytime I get into a heated argument, which is not often, you argue with your partner or whatever, and then I start breaking out. I'm like, oh shit. Then some arguments I don't, so it's not really all the time. But I remember 1 or 2 times I would break out after I was in an argument and I was stressed. So some of it is just stress related, but I've been dealing with it for 2 years. And honestly, when it first happened, I was going to the doctors. I was doing anything I could to figure out why. Like, why is this happening? How did this start? And I thought it was something that could be resolved in maybe 3 months, maybe 6 months max. Because whenever I have a breakout, it scars the skin. My skin's dark and I need to do things to lighten it up. And I'm like, okay, 6 months max. Then I'll do some chemical pills to lighten my skin and then everything will be fine. We're 2 years into this and I still have to be careful about things. But like I said, I feel so much better than I did even maybe 5 months ago. This year, I've been feeling a lot better. And then this whole breakout happens and I don't want to say send me back to square one, but a little bit. I said all that as a backstory. There's other things, but just me and medical shit just don't go well together. We just don't go well together. And I'm just so tired of dealing with medical things like that, because I guess everyone has their own struggles that they're going through. Life is just be life. But why is my body so sensitive to things, especially on my face? Because I was like, okay, I have eczema, but at least it's not on my face. But then I feel like people don't believe me when I say I'm going through things, especially if they don't see it, right? But now, yeah, it happened to my face. I'm like, this is unbelievable. I'm tired of dealing with stuff like this. Like, why is this happening? But I guess on a brighter note, I had a realization that was positive for me. I was just feeling a lot of emotions last week, but I had to learn, because also right now I'm trying to get married. Okay? And I know he's about to propose to me maybe within the next couple months, who knows? He said some things, he's asked for certain people's numbers, and yeah, so I know that's happening. But I'm like, dang, as soon as I'm about to get married or proposed to, then my whole freaking face breaks out, it just did not look okay. I looked like there was something wrong with me. I looked like I had an infection. I went to the dermatologist. It was just some sort of allergic reaction, but I looked like I had an infection, and the way it was spreading was scary. And I'm like, dang, this man loves me. He thinks I'm so beautiful. He's about to propose to me, and this happens to my face. And it was not a good moment, but I just learned that, yeah, I need to stop relying so heavily on what people think about me or what I even think about myself, because I'm not just one part of myself. I'm not just like how I look, or I'm not just like how I sound, or I'm not just how I move. I am who I am based off of so many other different things. I am who I am based off of my soul and who I really am. I am who I am because of who I am. And physical things are temporary, especially what I was going through, but just in general, physical things are temporary. Physical things can be changed. Number one, they can be changed. Something in me had to break and give up and be accepting of what is happening to me. And the same thing with the eczema too. It just came out of nowhere, and I just had to accept it, give into it, because the same thing, I was like, why is this happening? Why me? And I was upset with it because honestly, I thought it was something more serious. I thought I had that big, very serious disease, because that's what they started out testing me for just off the bat. That's what they started out testing me for. And that's a whole nother thing that I thought I was going to talk about, but Western medicine, we have beef. We definitely do. So yeah, I spent over $3,000 doing all that testing, and everything came back fine. And then I didn't know what it is until last year, a year later. But something in me just had to break and give up and accept the cards that I've been dealt. And it's really hard to do, especially when I did recently put my energy towards becoming better, investing in myself. And then this is the result, not even a month later. It's crazy, but something in me had to break and realize, hey, number one, this is temporary. Physical things are temporary. I love myself no matter what. And I had to tell myself that and keep telling myself that. I'm like, I look myself in the mirror in the worst of the breakouts, or maybe it was when it's getting a little bit better. But I look myself in the mirror, I'm like, this is not me. I love myself despite what I see right now. I love myself even though I see this right now, because that is not truly who I am. It's just something that happened to me that will pass. This is not truly who I am. And I'm actually really proud of my boyfriend for all the support that he's given me. Even when the acne cleared up and was getting better, but I still had bumps all over my face, he was still telling me, you are beautiful. And the way he was treating me, he's a comedian and stuff, so he's gonna make jokes. He does not hold back when he makes his jokes. He does not hold back when he pokes at me, whatever. But at the same time, I could tell that he was okay. He wasn't like, oh, this bitch ugly now, so now I gotta think about if I want to propose to her. No, he was very supportive and very on my side and just telling me I'm beautiful, still loving me too. Like, not even with his words, but with his like energy and actions towards me, I could tell that he still loved me. And I just thought that was nice to experience that. Like, no matter what I looked like, he would still bring love to me. And that was really comforting, because even he was like, yes, it'll pass. Because yeah, he's never seen me like this either. So he's, yeah, don't worry, it'll pass. You're okay, this and that. And that was nice to experience. Like, even more so, it was just experiencing it myself, because I'm the one that has to live in the skin. And just telling myself that it will be okay, because I've had to tell myself that so many times in life. Like, when things get super tiring to deal with, when you feel like you have fought and you're just trying to like grasp for air, when you feel like you're trying to catch your breath because you've been fighting and you were putting energy towards stuff and you're tired, and then something else comes up that you have to get up and fight for too, even though you do not want to, even though you feel like you don't have energy, you still have to get up and do it. And I've had so many of those situations in my life, and every single time I've just push through. Yes, it was definitely sad and depressing, and I felt all the other emotions before. I do allow myself to go through all of the other emotions, the fear, the depression. Even though I know sometimes I shouldn't be going through those emotions, I just let myself go through it because I'm like, I need a time to feel the feelings and let them pass. Feel the feelings until I can't feel any other feeling anymore but fight, but positivity. And each time it gets shorter and shorter to where I'm feeling down or I'm feeling depressed. I used to struggle with depression. I used to struggle with that spiral, especially in my 20s or early-ish 20s. But I used to struggle with that, and sometimes even just for no reason. I would just be sad for no reason. And I realized that spiral can be a spiral, but you can also stop it at any point. So I started practicing that and working with that. And I realized the thought process would be the same, or the spiral down would be the same each and every time. So each and every time I would then realize it was happening, I'm like, oh, this is the spiral again. Oh, I probably need to go to the gym, probably need to exercise, make myself feel better, because I hadn't been like an exercise person. But each and every time I would realize it, I catch myself, and then I'll be like, why do I have to feel like this? Why did this and that? And then I would stop it, and it would get shorter and shorter and shorter until sometimes it's just even non-existent. These days, it's just non-existent for me, except when hard things like this come up that really just confuse me. And of course, the medical situations can be hard to deal with. But I allowed myself to feel those emotions because I had already been through it before with the other medical issues, and this was just another thing on the plate. But once I was done feeling those feelings, and yeah, maybe I was depressed for a couple days, it was like in and out because I was depressed and upset, and then I was just like, okay, whatever, because I literally cannot do anything in the moment to make everything disappear. So I'm like, just live your normal life. You feel okay. I just had to turn it around for myself. I'm like, I've already felt all the feelings. I know this is going to be temporary. Even if it takes 6 months, it's not the rest of my life. It's not something permanent. This is temporary. This is not who I am. And there are things I can do to make it better. Visited 2 dermatologists. They said what they said. 2 of them said 2 different things. One said it was the lash glue that got on my eye, which that's the only other odd thing that happened. And the other said it was like the skincare that I had been using for 3-4 weeks already. I don't know about that, fam. But yeah, it was just a tough situation to overcome because also I was like, yeah, I like my looks. And also I'm trying to enhance them too. I'm trying to correct the things that I want to see corrected because I didn't always like my looks. Like just late into my life, actually, I started like really liking and really noticing my own beauty, like inner and outer beauty. Because unfortunately, like I didn't know I was beautiful until people told me that. I think maybe in college, like just right out of college, is when people were telling me that I was beautiful. I was like, oh, okay, I guess I'm pretty now. Like, I guess I am. Because I didn't identify myself with being beautiful. As sad as that is to say, it's just what I felt. Like I didn't identify myself with being beautiful until people told me that. And I had to go from that to actually knowing that for myself on the inside, like knowing that I'm beautiful, knowing that I have value, that I have a lot to offer, and that I like my looks as well too. I always knew that like I'm an amazing person and I have a lot to offer, and I'm different. I'm just different in a good way, and people don't realize that until like a lot of people don't see me, and maybe I have like RBF or something. They see me and like of course like they prejudge you or whatever, like I'm dark skinned, I'm African, I'm this, but like I guess how I look is one thing because I maybe typically don't dress like people that would look like me. I don't present like people that would look like me. And then when I start talking, that's another thing because of the way I talk. And then the things that I talk about is another thing because like you are not normal. I'm like, I know, but like I only know that because people tell me that. But like this is just me. Yeah, and definitely the way I am surprises people because of just like what I'm into, what I talk about, how I talk. They're just like, oh, I didn't expect you to X, or I didn't expect you to this or that. Oh, you're so pretty and blah blah blah. And yeah, I didn't expect any of that. People's comments are like really, I guess, weird, mind-blowing, or interesting. People's comments about you yourself are very interesting, like how people perceive you. That's the whole thing about these days. Being perceived is not cool. Being perceived is uncomfortable. And I get that because honestly, I've been dealing with that my whole life. It didn't take the internet to make me feel like that. I've been feeling like that. But these young people these days are on another level. But that's why I'm doing this, because I don't even care anymore. I don't care that much anymore about being perceived. But in turn, I have the self-confidence enough to do this and believe that my face is amazing to look at, believe that my words have value, and that I have things to say that people might want to listen to. So that's why I'm doing this. I also have a lot of unpopular opinions I don't see out there, or maybe just people that have opinions like me don't express them, or they're suppressed by the louder opinion. And I'm just like, where are all the people like me that believe X, Y, and Z? I'm like, where are our voices? So right now I'm making these videos because of all that, because I don't care about how I'm perceived, but I still do care. Honestly, I still do care. Because sometimes in these videos I say something like, oh, did that make me sound like a bitch? Did I look like a bitch or something? Like, because I don't want to give that. I don't want to give anything negative. At the same time, like, one video or one sentence I say in one video isn't going to tell you about my whole personality, and isn't going to tell you about who I am. And this will take people that they're seeing online for what they're seeing. Because when you're having a conversation with someone in person, when someone's telling you something in person, it's very different than when someone records something and tells you. Because number one, you don't have the back and forth to say nuanced things, to clarify things, to have a conversation. But more importantly, you don't feel the energy. You can online, like, you can feel someone's energy, but it's definitely not how it is in person. Or if you actually know someone or have the conversation, spend time around the person to feel everything energetically that they are giving off. Because what they're saying is more than just the words that they're saying. It's also the energy that they're giving. You could say the same sentence, but based on how you're feeling or based on your environment, it could translate into many different things for somebody. Based off your body language, even your facial expression, how you're feeling on the inside does come off as how you're presented or how people perceive you on the outside. So yeah, one video isn't going to make y'all know who I am. And I have to be like, okay, that's that. So I said what I said, and I don't need to come back and correct because I know who I am. And even if I did say something that I didn't like, that happens. People say stuff that they don't like all the time, but just because it's recorded and out there, you can watch it all the time is, I guess, the issue. But it's like, you said what you said. If you're feeling that type of way, you said what you said. Like, as long as it's not anything bad, it's like, people shouldn't be pinned to the things that they say just because you can watch it over and over again. Versus if someone said something once, then you feel what they're really saying or whatever in that moment. Maybe you can discuss it or whatever, and then you move on. You have a chance in person to redeem yourself, stand up for yourself, or actually convey what you actually want to convey versus online. There's just a lot of things about what happened, like with the breakout and stuff, and just realizing, but just putting that point to that you are not who you are for one reason or another. You are who you are for everything, and you are who you are because of who you are. And that's the only way that it can be put. You are who you are because of who you are, not because of something physical or not because of one aspect of you, but because of everything. And everything is infinite and eternal. So I'm not going to be pinned down to how I look today. And I'm not going to be pinned down to what I said last week, or what I wore last week, or how I was feeling 3 months ago. And the fact that someone remembers it or watches it That's not me. I am who I am because of who I am. And I hate to say it, but yeah, sometimes things happen in life that seem negative, but you can always take something positive out of something that you're going through. And that was it for me. And it was that I can be down, but pick myself back up, but just bounce back to a higher version of myself and love myself despite the things that are going on. Love myself despite the things that are super unideal for me that happen, basically the opposite of what I've been trying to make happen. And just noticing that I can bounce back from situations that bring me down, and yeah, all of that. Yeah, life be lifing, and my phone's about to die. So I'll talk to you guys later. Oh, look at my nails though too. I finally did them again myself. They're okay. Don't look too close. I just gotta show you from back here. Just don't look too close. But this is a start. This is the second time I've done it myself, and it's better. It's better. I did a little matte look. I might do a design on top. I don't know. I don't want to mess it up while I'm still doing okay right now. So let's see. Okay, bye.